Nawali. After Joe's talk, it seems like a lot of gloom and doom in the room. But I want to assure us that we've moved a long way since the last 20 or 30 years in the management of cancers. Dr. Del Sau, for those of you who do not know, has just returned to join us. From his village primary school in Meitasiri in Rewa South, he went to QBS, and from QBS he went to New Zealand, where he did his MBBS and then later on did his surgical training, and has been there for the last 25 years. So that's why he's got a bit of a slang. So instead of Kelara Sawata, he became Klur Swati. He also used to have a lot of hair, but now the hair is going away. But that is the story of what's happening in Fiji. What is happening in Fiji is we've grown leaps and bounds in terms of healthcare. And contemporary data, which is new data, will show that we're actually much better than we were many, many years ago. And it's because of the platforms that we have laid in the management of cancers and in the treatment of all forms of diseases in the country. One thing that actually is apparent and that we must, as a Ministry of Health, and within the health fraternity, be grateful of, is there people who have chosen to stay, such as Professor McCaig and Dr. Rouse and Dr. James Fongs and Dr. Ringa in Lotoka and Dr. Wode in Labasa. And many of them have stayed on over the years, including the nurses, the senior nurses who are here, and the other allied health professionals. They have been the foundation by which, and the consistency in being on the ground has been the foundation in which the platforms have been laid, and we are much better now than we were many, many moons ago. And Josese has shown that in my data of back in 2003, 60% of women within the first year passed on with breast cancer. At the moment, in this data, it showed 20%. So we have improved dramatically. And the reason is because there are many of us. There's a critical mass of health professionals, or doctors, nurses, oncology nurses. We have a medical oncologist. We have our lab scientists who prepare the slides. We have pathologists who have been trained locally. We now have our radiologists, and at the moment as we speak, 2 of our budding radiologists are now overseas in Papua New Guinea doing their masters in radiology. And Dr. Dhamari has just come back from China, completing a master's, a 3 to 4 year master's, in which she specialized specifically in MRI. So we are growing that cohort and that critical mass of health professionals. We've also had significant budgetary provisions for health, and that have also helped. And so I'm very grateful that collectively we've been able to work together to be able to improve the workings around cancer and around healthcare as a whole. I look across the room and I see Dr. Kelera and Dr. Mwapi, and now they head obstetric services in Suva. For many years it was Dr. James Wong. So we are continuing in that process. One thing we have to be very clear on is that government continues to support healthcare. We have a national health service that is free. There are countries in the Pacific that you have to pay for any form of healthcare. We have a free health service. And that free health service, government continues to support apart from the social protection that it offers to citizens who are marginalized. And together, by doing that together, we continue to see greater access for all Fijians to access healthcare. Not only Fijians, we have people from around the region that are seeking healthcare here in Fiji because we have grown leaps and bounds. And for that, I'm truly grateful. I continue to ask myself, what is Pinktober all about? Because I've been involved in this for quite a few years. Pinktober, yes, Pinktober is about celebrating and also encouraging those who had cancers. But it's not about them only. Pinktober is about the health professionals that look after those who have cancer. Yes, there may be Fiji Cancer Society, yes, but it's not about them only. I think what Pinktober is all about is an opportunity before we go ahead into the festive season to take stock, everyone in Fiji, to take stock and to ask ourselves the important questions of how our health is. Because that's what the awareness is all about. The awareness is for those of us who are well. That's the awareness. It's those of us who are well in asking ourselves the important questions. I was in Neitasiri last night in the village, and we were asked to watch Fiji's game last night. And I can assure you that with Walesi, the images were very, very bright and clear. I can also assure you that many of the villagers had smartphones. And I know a lot of you have. So I want you to pick up your smartphone this morning. Pick it up and go to your camera. You got a camera on your smartphone? If you don't have a camera, you must have an old Nokia. Please throw it outside. Including the media. Pick up your smartphone. There, Minister of Information, I'm giving you instructions. Pick up your smartphone. Head to the camera and reverse it back onto yourself. That's a selfie. What's that called? Okay, take a selfie. You taking a selfie? I know many of you do 100 selfies a day, but anyway. If you're taking a selfie, yes or no? We did this the other day in Nosori, and this gentleman, the lady beside him, didn't have a photo, so he took her selfie. Please don't do that. Eh? Just take your own selfie. That's not called selfie, that's selfishness. Eh? Okay, you've taken your selfie. All right, look at that picture. This is what Pinktober is. I want you to ask that person on that picture, are you sure you don't have cancer? Ask that person. Are you sure you don't have cancer? Okay, ask the person in the picture, are you sure you won't drop dead tomorrow from a heart attack? Ask the person in the picture. Last question. Have you had a medical check within the last month? Okay. Okay, that's something that I've started. It's called a health selfie. And that's what Pinktober is all about. Pinktober is about you and me, and all of us, including those who have survived from cancer, to do a health selfie. To have a look at our lives and reflect on how we can make it better and make it more healthier, so that we can continue to contribute to our families, and also for those of us who work in the health system, continue to contribute into the health system. So I thank you once again for this morning. I know there's a big morning tea happening outside. I don't want to keep you away from that. I also like to thank Dels. Thank you for being the MC this morning. Please, throughout the day, I want you to continue to listen to his leg.